how does a question paper get set before any examination?
Only one person is the responsible for preparation of question.
One person. Over the years, SEBA has been surrounded with a lot of controversies. There has been allegations of malpractice, question paper being eaten.
We are only board in India where this leakage of question paper is minimal in nature.
Namaskar. My guest for today is someone who is responsible to preserve and protect the image of the Assam State's Education Board. My guest on Guwahati Connection today is Shri RC Jain, the chairman of SEBA. RC Jain has had an illustrious career as a public servant, and for the last 7 years, he has been responsible at one of the most prestigious offices of the state. Let's do a deep dive conversation with Shri RC Jain and hear it from him. Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon.
Very happy to have you here. Usually, sir, at your position, you have been the one giving marks to students. Today, we would like to change it a little bit. All the questions that we have prepared today, uske against, we would like to allocate some marks. And on those marks, you may choose the length of your response. Is that okay? That is okay? All right, super. So, sir, people know you as RC Jain, chairman of SEBA. But before that, of course, you have held many prestigious positions and responsible positions under the government of Assam. Can you take us through a gist of your career journey?
Yeah, I joined the Assam Civil Service in 1983, and initial my posting was the Assistant Commissioner in Sibsagar. Then gradually I become the SDO Civil in Mankachar, then the ADC in Dhubri, also ADC in Bangaigaon also. I was the ADC oblique PDDRD in Sibsagar. Then I was the Deputy Secretary also in Finance Department also. Then I was in the Transport Department also. I had the MD Assam State Transport Corporation also. Then I was the CEO of GMD also for some time. Then I was the Deputy Commissioner in the Kamrup district, then Deputy Commissioner of the Jorhat district. After that, I am continuously from 2014 onwards, I am the Secretary Education, Commissioner Education, Commissioner Tourism also for some time. Then I took over as the Chairman SEBA. After retirement also, the 7 years has passed as Chairman SEBA.
So that is something that you have, wonderfully grown into as a part of your illustrious career.
That was the grace of God, and the people has appreciated whatever I have done for them for the entire my service period.
So one question that has always intrigued me, sir, is it may sound like a very basic question to you, but what has intrigued me the most is how the paper of SEBA is set. ये question paper set करने का what is the standard? What is the formula? From what we know, there are 3 sets that are made. There's paper A, B, C, and then there is a panel that sits. There is one individual person who's creating. How does a question paper get set before any examination?
For any question paper setting, for any type of exam, not in the SEBA's board exam or any other exam, because we have in the SEBA, we have experience of the board exam. Also, we have experience of recruitment exam of every type. Whatever the state has, from the last 2 years, whatever the recruitment exam being held in the state has been conducted by the SEBA. Question paper pattern setting is the similar of everything. We generally give a responsibility for a particular person. Only one person is the responsible for preparation of question paper. Nobody else knows what he is doing. This particular person he contacts the resource persons of the different nature for a question paper. Suppose for the recruitment exam, for a particular question paper, he needs the resource person of near about 10 types because of the different segments of that particular. In case of board exam, he needs the resource person for every subject. And in also every subject, there are segments. Suppose in a science paper, there is a physics segment, there is a chemistry segment, there is a biology segment. So for each of the segment, he has to contact the resource person. He prepares the question paper in their support. he prepares actually. In our system, he prepares the question paper. And we do not take the names of the people who has taken the help. Even that.
So even SEBA does not know,
Who is preparing the question paper?
except the one person that you appoint.
He knows.
Okay.
And in case of the Assam, there is a big challenge, because in case of Assam, in the system, in examination, there are 6 medium of instructions: Hindi, Assamese, Bengali, Boro, Manipuri, and English. 6 there are your medium of instructions. So every question paper has a 6 language. So after preparation of a question paper from 3 different examiner, then there is you have said there is a moderator. He moderates the question paper. After moderation, then translators are taking place. They translate the entire question paper, and it goes to the printing press. How it goes to the printing press? The question paper received from the moderator are being sealed by that particular person in presence of the moderator, and the signature of the moderator are there while sealing. It goes to the press. Then after the press, they does the DTP, because we don't allow the question paper to be set in computer. The moderator has to retain the question paper in his own handwriting. Then it goes to the DTP, and the DTP press wala, he again make the question paper sealed, sent to the moderator. He check whether the DTP is correct or not, and again go to the press in the sealed system, and then printing.
And these and the DTP operator and everything, are these secure facilities? Are they under surveillance? Are people looking?
These are in what the system we are maintaining. We just identified 5-6 presses of the India, and each time we change the press. And this is not in the state of Assam.
Oh.
Not a single question paper is printed in the state of Assam.
So the paper then gets printed in another state, then is brought here.
There is brought in the seal cover in the name of the centers. Suppose in a particular center, 100 question paper has to go. It is being sealed in 100 manner. Name of the center is there, and it comes here as a sealed paper, and it goes to the center directly.
All right. And then once it goes to the center, it is
their responsibility now.
It is unsealed and given to the students during. No, it is unsealed during the examinations to give it to the students.
Now the system is like that. From the last 3-4 years, we have maintained a system. In case of board exam, or in case of the recruitment exam also, there is a sealed packets of 10 to 12 question paper. Again, within the seal. And that question paper has to open in presence of the students. In the room, there are suppose 24 students. Then in that particular room, there will be 2 packets will go. And this particular packet has to be opened in presence of the students. And 2 signatures of the student has to be taken that these sealed packets are in the seal condition.
All right. Extensive, very extensive process. Now that you have helped us understand that, sir, I want to, not to stir up any controversy, but over the years, SEBA has been surrounded with a lot of controversies. There has been allegations of malpractice, question paper being eaten, question paper being leaked, so on, so much so that question papers have also been leaked. This has, of course, tarnished the image of SEBA to quite an extent. How have you dealt with this, sir?
No, these are the, whatever I say, these are the creations of some people and the media itself. The question paper, when it goes to a particular place, to the center, as soon as the SEBA handed over to the center or the police station, the custody has been shifted to the police station or to the center. And in case of the SEBA exam, we have about 1,000 centers, and we have about 7,000 numbers of schools. In particular one center, there will be minimum 25 to 30 invigilators. And in addition to that, there will be the SOs and other officials. So in a particular system of question paper, exam, there are involvement of near about 50,000 people in the state. So what a single person does a problem, it affects SEBA. But It is not the creation, it is not done by SEBA. Whenever a question paper has been sent to a particular center or the police station, up to that person level, it is the custody of SEBA. As soon as the custody has been changed, the custody become in the hands of 50,000 people. So you never know what a particular person will do. And I can say you emphatically that we are only board in India where this leakage of question paper is minimal in nature. In my tenure, I have taken over here in 2017. It is 2024. Only 2 cases in the 2017 to 24. And this is not because us. In the last year that was happened, that a particular center in charge has stolen away the question paper from the police station. How can you say?
So from your point, you believe SEBA has been efficient in handling the transportation and printing of question papers. It is at the center's end which causes the leakage.
Only single stray cases. This is stray cases. We want every incident teaches you something. Failure is the pillar of success. Unless there is a failure, how there can be a success? So whatever the people say, I am taking it is a positive way. That can happen. Let us plug this also.
Were you happy with the conduct of this year's examination, the result that was?
Yes, definitely yes. Because whatever the problem has been arising in the last time, because of certain things which we cannot imagine that a particular school teacher, if the center in charge can stole the question paper. It was beyond imagination. Now we have noticed that it also can happen. Then this year we have plugged that also, that he cannot.
Right. So with that, on that note, just a general observation that SEBA has now been reduced to what I would call mostly a board for government schools. A lot of private schools or city schools or urban schools have moved out of SEBA and have chosen to adopt CBSE, have chosen to adopt ICSE, or in fact have even chosen to adopt IB. What is your comment on the declining trend of SEBA's adoption, sir?
You are wrong. I have in the SEBA affiliation, there are only 4,200 government schools. I have 3,000 private schools. Okay. And in case of SEBA, there are students is continuously increasing in a trend. Okay. We have registered last year 5 lakh students.
5 lakh students?
Students in class 9. This is 20,000 more than the last year. Then 10,000 in the year. Every year 10 to 20,000 students are in class here. Whatever you say, either people are going to the CBSE or ICSE, these are all mostly affluent class of people. That affluent class of people, not the general class of people. Affluent class has different type of things, status feeling, something of like that, status feeling. Then they have a different type of motives. These are all different way you can think of. But in case of SEBA, my student is being increased, not being less. And number of private schools, today also I have given 10 new schools affiliation private schools.
So is there active effort apart from people approaching yourself, people approaching you to have SEBA affiliation? Is there any other active effort that SEBA takes to, change the board? Is there something that SEBA does? I would love to know what is it that SEBA does.
Every year we are changing our pattern system, and we are developing our system in comparison better than the CBSE also. In case of academic part, we have introduced lot of things which are the beneficial for the students. Suppose I can say in the 2019 we have introduced one book, Boichitramoy Ahom, and it is in the MIL. In all the MIL languages, we have a 14 MIL languages. It has been translated to 14 languages, in which we have provided the information of 22 different caste and creed of Assam, and how they have all the caste and creed has given their role for development of Assam. That was my creation. And otherwise also, in case of science, maths, we are changing our pattern every year. This year also, this last year exam, we have given the 15% question like that, in which the creativity of a student has must, because if he don't know the basics, he cannot answer that question. And for the next year, we are planning that there will be a 40% questions will be in that pattern, so that the creativity in the students, that he must know the basic structure of a thing, so that he can be excel in the other things. For that purpose, this year we are preparing the sample question paper of the critical nature. How the question paper of a critical nature. This will be we will be in the website within a day or two, in the English, social science and mathematics, so that the internal examinations of the schools can be held on that particular pattern.
Which areas do you think SEBA and AHSEC do you think need improvement?
Definitely, the SEBA and AHSEC improvement depends upon the quality of education, because what is the purpose of SEBA and AHSEC or the boards? Every board is only purpose is that how much education is being provided by the schools, that we only evaluate. The education system, how the education should be there, how it can be improved, or whatever infrastructure is required, what kind of the teachers are required, what are the monitoring purpose, that is depend upon the government. We just evaluate how the education system in the state or the country is going on, because we are just evaluating that what they have taught, what they have learned. So we are the evaluating authority. So our role is minimal, because we have to just evaluation is purpose. We are created only for the evaluation purpose. Even though we are trying that while evaluating, we know many things. That this is the pattern, this is the state of art, this is happening in the schools, this is what the problem is there. All these we generally point out to the government. This is being happened. And from last 2-3 years, every year we pointed out that particular these schools, that particular school, that subject is being not taught properly. Right. In last 2-3 years, from our reports on the basis of our report, about 100 to 200 government schools have been closed because their quality of education was poor. This year also we have already given to the government after the exam result. These are the particular schools, their results is very poor. Now we are also preparing the subject-wise evaluation. What is happening in the state? What is the problem of the state? What is the problem of the schools in the subject-wise? And you surprised to know this year, from last year also it was there. This year we have also evaluated my 25%. This year my result is 75%. That means 25% students has been failed. That means what? I have evaluated what is the position of that 25% student. Each and every student has failed in language. In language. That means if he is an MIL, his major Indian language is Assamese, he has failed in Assamese. If he is a Bengali, he has failed in Bengali. If he is a Hindi, he has failed in Hindi. If he is a Boro, he has failed in Hindi. If he is a Manipuri, he has failed in Manipur.
Why do you think, sir, that is?
That is what the most interesting part. Because earlier, the most of the students were used to fail in mathematics or science. Now, this has been shifted. There are fail in the mathematics and science, I don't say it like this, but this is being shifted, that in the language most of the people has been fail. Why? This is a very important question, because if the situation is like that, suppose this 1 lakh candidate this time, out of the 4 lakh candidate, 4,26,000 candidate had appeared in the examination, 75% has been passed, more than 1 lakh has been failed, all of them in the language subject.
Yes.
One of the subject is the language. So this is a major concern. I think if the languages are like this, then what will happen to the students? What is the problem? If they doesn't understand, they doesn't know their own language, how they can learn their own subjects, other subjects? That is a major problem. And when they will come to the whatever with the students who have passed, most of them, suppose a person has been passed with the 400 mark, that means he is the first division or pass, but he got language 40 or to 50. This is a major concern. Why this has happened? One thing may be that because of introduction of mobile or something technology, people doesn't want to write. The practice of writing is being less. Number one, maybe factor. Second factor, that the whatever the language we used in the conversation is not used in the written language. So they find it very difficult in the written language. That may also reason. Or out of the 5 lakh candidates in our system, about 70,000 candidates are from English medium. In case of English medium schools, I think they are not giving much importance to the language. So these are 2-3 reasons. And one thing is also media is responsible, because in case of a media, whatever media is, suppose in the news, whatever you publish in the media, the theater, drama, your films, what we have seen in the dramas in the villages, or whatever you see in the film, their language part is completely in the deterioration system. Their language is not so good. And that language is not applicable for the written language. So that is also maybe a reason. I don't know, it may be a reason, but it may be a factor.
What could be SEBA's role in fixing this? The observations seem to be very valid, sir. I only saying it from someone who's listening to this point of view. But what could be your role? What could be SEBA's role in addressing these 3 problems that you raised?
Last year, the pass-fail percentage was in the language was less, but this year it is high. I have just already pointed out to the government that this is the problem. What you have to take a corrective action in the schools, because I cannot take anything corrective action in the school. I can give the information to the government. You have to take the action. I have also, in addition to we have about 700 schools which is in the name of Jatiya Vidyalayas in the state. We have about 400 schools in the name of Sankardev Sishu Vikyadan, which is run by the Vidya Bharati. I have spoken both the organization. So you just look into this. What is happening there? Your schools is also, the Jatiya Vidyalaya are meant for the Assamese medium schools or something like that. In that particular school also, you are failing on that part. Why this is happening? You just also see it.
Sir, this time a major announcement was the abolishing of the ranking system. There's a 2-part question. One is, do you think the abolishment of a ranking system has positively impacted students? And the second is also the impact of NEP, because NEP had also come in with the idea that this ranking system must be abolished. Where do you see the future of NEP and SEBA go together? So the 2 parts.
Here are 2 things. Number one, first I can say that we are thinking the abolition of your ranking system from last 5 to 6 years, minimum from the 5-6 years, because we have made a study that the persons who has gone in the position, what is their present situation. We have found that the hardly 10% of the students, those who are in the ranking system, 90% has not secured anything, because they thought that I have achieved everything, and they get the ranking in the high school. Number one problem. Second problem, that the other part, suppose I got the rank, but you did not get the rank. You always feel depressed, ki Jain has got I have not getting. What is my problem? Parents are also playing that particular role. Day before yesterday, one of my staff was telling that 2 colleagues were there, 2 girls colleagues were there. One got stand, another was not got the position. Last 3 years back. But up to this year, after passing up to 2 years, when their conversation start, her mother always says, "Hey, amar joni hai to hari na pale yaar, stand koribo nuari le." Ab wo, how it reflects to the particular girl? She feel depressed. So
Also, that is not a very positive sign.
this is not a very positive sign, number one. Number two, that getting a position in the high school has no meaning at all now. After the NEP, if you see the NEP, your education should not be on the mark basis. Now the school education has no meaning if it is a mark. The school education must be knowledge based. Because for earlier, when a student wants to get admission in the professional courses, suppose engineering or medical or the law, then he has to go for a admission test. But from the last 2 years, it is from the NEP, it is started that every higher education will be an entrance test. So if mark is there, if you go mugging and get the mark, how can you successful in the entrance test? You will not be entrance. Your knowledge must be there. So the focus should be on knowledge, not on the marks. That's why abolition of your position system has to be abolished, because it will create a mind in the parents as well as the students. I should get a mark and I should get a position. Knowledge is not so important.
Now, while that is a positive thought, please correct me if I'm wrong. The education minister did, however, take out a list of the top 10 candidates across the state. Do you think that was a little counterproductive to what SEBA has been trying to achieve?
Not like that. Suppose there is a system in every examination of the world. I am not talking about the SEBA. There is a system that who got the top position. Just a declaration of top position is always there, CBSE or something like that, or UPSC also. Then when the IAS exam, UPSC exam result, and the top position they generally say. That's we have also followed. Just he got the top position. Nothing with the relation of positions and others. But of course it is true that this is not declared by my education minister. This is declared by the SEBA. We have given a press note that these are the people who got the first position.
Okay. And this is something right around the subject that we were talking about, students getting depressed. How important in today's day and time do you think mental health is in the lives and in the lives of students and parents both?
Definitely, you just see that because of the marking system, how much mark he has got, that has affected the parents also. That has also got the students also. And you just see, if you monitor the cases, every year the by depression, the suicidal cases and others are in the increasing trend because of the depression faced by the students. Why? Because of marking system. Nobody is evaluating what is the knowledge of the particular person. There is no system also how you can evaluate a knowledge of the system. The student who made a suicide, he done a suicide only because he got the less mark, but his knowledge may be much more than who is surviving with the 100 marks. So this needs to be changed in the minds of parents also, in the minds of the students also, that you must acquire the knowledge. For that purpose, the CBSE also trying from the last 2-3 years, CBSE is also trying that the 40 to 50% the questions are not from that syllabus. In the CBSE question paper, if you go class 10 and 12, you will find that they're not from syllabus. We are also trying let the students the message should go that the knowledge should increase. So some questions should be from out of syllabus so that he has to learn many things.
In general, because sir, SEBA has been known. SEBA is known, and when I speak to my older friends, and then they say that SEBA dekhu na hai, SEBA dighol answer likhi bola gaya. Do you think SEBA has managed to break out of that?
Definitely yes. Dighol answer was a trend earlier, and it is a different because what who says that the Digol answer likhibo lage, it is only for the number, how much he is to score, he got the less score. If you short answer, if you write short answers and you go high marks and your knowledge is zero, then what is this? But your question is valid. We are trying on that part. From the last year, we have started the 50% question with this single one number question with the, and last year too we have introduced the OMR for the 50% question. So the short answer 50 is already there, and the long answer also for the remaining 50%. Most marks for most of the questions with the 4 marks, maximum 4 marks. So we have also gone. That's why in the last 2-3 years we are seeing that my first student has got 99.5%. This year also 99%. He has got 99%. This is.
So now my next question is for 2 marks. Okay, 2 mark question, short. What are the 3 things do you think as chairman you have done well?
I have one thing I can say, that as a chairman SEBA or in the education department, I have done lot of things for the state of Assam, and people are admiring also that. My particular, because of my selfless attitude, working of the selflessness, whatever I say to anybody in the education system, my inspector schools or the school headmasters, whatever, they cannot refuse anything. They will not refuse, because they know that what I am talking is in the interest of the education only. And I can vouch that with the help of my people in the, because I have to deal with the 2 lakh particular teachers. I have to deal with the 8 lakh students per year in the class 9 and 10. And you just from the media also you know that last 7 years, the smallest of the criticism is 0. This 1 or 2, there is stray incident and that not related to the SEBA. I can say that it's not related to SEBA. In 2012, I was not in the education department. There is an incident of breaking a door of a evaluation center, and some cow has entered there, and this is also not a fault of SEBA at all, because the question paper has been sent to a particular center. There is a in charge. He is the teacher of that particular school. There are 1,000 number of teachers. Every evaluation center, minimum 1,000 teachers come for evaluation. Somehow or other the door was weak or something like that. The cow has given her things and it has been opened. What the SEBA can do on that part?
2 marks के लिए सर ने बहुत लंबा आंसर दिया, वैसे एकदम ये छोटा वाला था.
ये नहीं, माने people understand all these things. These are all media's things. That's why criticism of SEBA in media only. There is no criticism at all in the people.
Okay. And the second question for 2 marks only. 3 things that you think you could do better if you continue your tenure as the chairman of SEBA.
No, I can't say this that I can do better, because nobody is indispensable in the world. जो भी आएगा वो हमसे बढ़िया ही आएगा, ये तो कोई बात ही नहीं है. लेकिन यस, मैंने बहुत सिस्टम, आई हैव इंट्रोड्यूस सर्टेन सिस्टम, आई एम विजुअलाइजिंग सर्टेन सिस्टम, and my always endeavor that I will not be the SEBA office is not dependent upon me. I just say this has to be done and how it is to be done, and it is done by my staff. They are all trained. That's why I am very lucky person, and I can say that whatever trend sent by me, whatever I think that what should be done, I generally consult my colleagues. I generally consult my district staffs, and only then we introduce, and they all know it.
As we wrap up the conversation, sir, one piece of advice for students who are watching this.
Single question, single advice. Don't go for mugging. Your studies should be on the knowledge basis. You don't go for the mark basis. In the school education, mark has no importance at all. In the school education, your knowledge is important. In the school, we give the basic knowledge of each and every subject, each and every topic. You take the basic knowledge of everything. Then you will excel in your future life, whatever with the field you choose.
All right. Okay, that's wonderful. Now, as I call the conversation to a close, I have one last question. This is outside of your current scope, sir. You are serving in superannuation. You've retired, and then you've been in active service for the past 7 years, which also means that you are also well admired and respected within the political circles or the government that is in power now. Do we see you joining politics anytime soon, sir?
Not at all.
Not at all.
I am not fit for politician. I am just again I am clarifying that I have served 40 years now to the state, and I have seen the government of Congress, I have seen the government of AGP, I have seen the government of BJP and others. Nowhere, no position, not a single moment, any of the political parties has given me any adverse things. Number one. Number two, I can give you a single example. I was the MD ASTC for a 6 years time. When I have joined MD ASTC, the ASTC was a closed organization. Hardly 60 to 70 buses were there and 6,400 employees were there. And it was in the huge loss. Every day, alternate day, ASTC employees got suicide because 14 months salaries were not there. 10 years retirement benefits were not paid. Right? I have revamped that particular organization without investment of government money. And when I left 6 years, after 6 years, I have given 18 crores deposit in the state ASTC. I could took the help of each and every political party in one platform. In one of my stage, there was an MLA from AGP, there was an MLA from the Congress, there was an MLA from the AUDF, everybody was there. And everybody has contributed for ASTC. Every political party has given me the courage, every political party has given me help to serve the nation.
Okay. So no politics, sure, sir.
No party at all.
All right then. On that note, thank you so much for joining us, sir, for a fantastic and insightful chat. For everyone who stuck around watching this to the end, be sure to subscribe to GPlus's YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and download the GPlus app. Until next time.
Thank you, Mr. Bedi, enlightening for me. And I could give some of my inputs. Thank you very much.